Good evening. Welcome to Luther Locals. My name's Dave Hamilton. I'm a singer-songwriter. Been playing in the area since the 1980s. I play as a solo artist, a duo, a trio, sometimes a quartet, and I'm honored to say that I've been backed up by some of the finest musicians you can find in the area. I'm about as local as you can get, having been born and raised in Santa Rosa, now living in Windsor. And I want to thank the LBC for giving me the opportunity to share some of my tunes with you tonight. And I'm going to start out with a song that I just recently wrote. This is called A Bicycle Built for One. It's about a person I occasionally see up in the Foothill Regional Park, which is up in Windsor. He was shooting the breeze with the wind on that park bench all alone once again, talking to no one but himself. Couldn't tell if he's in good or bad health. To see him here again is nothing new. I've seen him out in other places too. I've seen him on the side of country roads, in the summer heat and frosty winter cold. His bicycle was parked by his side. I've only seen him walk it, I've never seen him ride. Sleeping bag draped on the handlebars, side bag showing all those weathered scars from the wind, the rain, and the sun. His home is a bicycle built for one. His side bags sustain his life, he said. Feel the books a change of clothes and food to keep him fed. That's all he volunteered to say to me when I tried to talk to him just the other day. He wouldn't tell me when he sleeps at night, the question that caused his lips to shut tight. So the conversation ended fast. I never got to ask him about his past. His bicycle was parked by his side. I've only seen him walk it, I've never seen him ride. Sleeping bag draped on the handlebars, side bag showing all those weathered scars from the wind, the rain, and the sun. His home is a bicycle built for one. His clothes were not in rags, but they didn't look new. His eyes shone with the hue of the ocean blue, no different from the times I've seen him before, staring from that bench out on that little lake shore. I wonder how his life got this way, if he dreams of the times back in the day when he wasn't so all alone. Does he long for the days when he had a real home? His bicycle was parked by his side. I've only seen him walk it, I've never seen him ride. Sleeping bag draped on the handlebars, side bag showing all those weathered scars from the wind, the rain, and the sun. His home is a bicycle built for one. His home is a bicycle built for one. Yeah. I'll probably put that on my next CD, which I started before the pandemic, but since then it's been on hold, and hopefully be able to get back to doing it when things get better. And I sure hope this is a better year than the one we had last year. And I'm going to do a tune off my third CD. This is one of the songs that I write with a historical theme, and it is called Gunfighters. Billy the Kid really was a kid, but he wasn't very nice. He'd shoot a man dead, then he'd shoot him again, 'cause he wanted to kill him twice. John Wesley Hardin could never got a pardon from a president. He killed a man for snoring in the room where he was boarding, and he wasn't even hesitant. Oh, they were gunfighters, limelighters, in their own society of notoriety. Oh, they were outlaws with no cause in the annals of a Wild West history. Wild Bill Longley always felt strong how fun it was for him to kill. He was never in a quandary as he looked so fondly, and how much it gave him a thrill. And there was Clay Allison, who somebody took to challenge him in a gunfight. Well, they took their chances, and the dancer lasted dances. I guess they really weren't too bright, but they were gunfighters, limelighters, in their own society of notoriety. Oh, they were outlaws with no cause in the annals of a Wild West history. Young Jim Miller was a seasoned killer. He never met a man that he liked, but many were bold and fell dead in ruin when they faced him in a gunfight. And there's so many others I could tell you about, Jesse James, so many others to tout, their murderous ways and their sprees of crime, that I just don't have the time. Oh, they were gunfighters, limelighters, in their own society of notoriety. Oh, they were outlaws with no cause in the annals of a Wild West history. They were gunfighters, limelighters, in their own society of notoriety. Gunfighters. I'm going to do another tune from my third CD. Called 10 Cent Prize. So I'm going to do the title track, which is called 10 Cent Prize. It's about the Sonoma County Fair. Back in the old days. Not the real old days, but, you know, back when I was much younger. This is called 10 Cent Prize. I was reminiscing about the old county fair, back in the days when you could always find me there. There was the carnival, all its rides, and all those games to play where you could win a prize. I remember the weight guesser, how he'd act like some professor, with a Stetson hat and a feather so bright to match his red shirt under a vest black as night, black as night. For just $1 he'd say, don't hesitate, come on in, and I'll guess your weight. If I'm within 2 pounds, I win, the scale never lies. But if you win, go ahead and claim your prize. And he was pretty good, I must admit. He had charm and he had wit. And he'd guess you wrong some of the time, but his prizes were only worth the dime. Men by investigation, that's what he'd say. Ladies by observation, that was his way. So I paid $1. He showed no shame when he missed my weight, and I won the game. Yes, I beat the weight guesser. He guessed me more, he should have guessed me lesser. And I was happy to win on my first try, but I paid $1 for a 10-cent prize, 10-cent prize. Well, that old weight guesser, he did himself right, working the midway from noon to late at night. But even if he won, he really lost, for his prizes weren't worth the cost. A money maker and a fancy dresser, that's how I remember the weight guesser. If he won, then he missed your size, but all you'd win was a 10-cent prize, a 10-cent prize. There you go. Oh, what a character he was. His name was Joe Zero. In fact, his son went to the same high school I did. He was 1 year behind me. And the way you spelled zero was Z-I-R-O. I'm going to do another song about local lore. This is about 3 guys I used to see walking around down on 4th Street above Santa Rosa Creek back in, probably early 60s. It's called Single File. Three men walking mile after mile above the creek in single file. I see them nearly every day back in that time. Way back when this town was small, there was only one shopping mall. There were hills without houses you could climb. They walked around in worn out shoes, sweat-stained hats and bottles of booze, paper bags, oh, it could have been whiskey or wine. I had no clue where they were walking to. I wasn't sure where they were walking from, but the cadence was always true, like they were marching to the beat of a drum, mile after mile, with the Cheshire Cat smile, single file. Some people said that they were homeless bums, camped by the tracks with the hobo chums, with no intention of catching the next freight train. said they camped down by the creek in a lean-to that lacked mystique. Said they came out here from the state of Maine. Downtown folks said the old Hogue House is where they'd see them always hanging out. A vacant home that had seen its better days. I had no clue where they were walking to. I wasn't sure where they were walking from. But the cadence was always true, like they were marching to the beat of a drum. Mile after mile, with a Chesapeake smile, single file. I never saw them begging on the streets. They broke no laws, said the cops on the beat. But who they were and why they were here, still a mystery to me. Cars would pass them and honk their horns. Drivers' fingers would flash their scorn. But they just keep on walking in single file. They became the talk of the town. Nobody wanted them hanging around. No one liked the tattered looks and their lifestyle. Forced on a train to the eastern shore by the police, I saw them no more. I heard they boarded that train in single file. I had no clue where they were walking to. I wasn't sure where they were walking from. But the cadence was always true, like they were marching to the beat of a drum. Mile after mile, with a Chesapeake smile, single file, single file, single file. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure playing for you. Hope to get out there and play again soon, out and live in some of the wonderful venues we have here in Sonoma County. And if you would like to hear more of my music, you can go to my website, which is www.davehamiltonfolkamericana, all one word, .com. And you could also find me at Reverb Nation, www.reverbnation.com/DaveHamilton1. And you could also pull me up on YouTube. I just want to once again thank the LBC for giving me this opportunity. And please tune in next week for another chapter in the Luther Locals series. Thanks for all those who tuned in to hear me tonight. Good night.